So when it comes to buying a new set of rods nowadays, there's a huge selection to choose from. So I'm just going to run through a few things that you need to consider when you're making that decision. Obviously, in the perfect situation, you would have a different set of rods to suit each venue you're fishing, but obviously that costs a lot of money and it's just not a feasible option for a lot of people. So what you need to consider is really think about the type of fishing you're going to be doing, the type of venue you'll be fishing, the size of the venue you'll be fishing, how far you'll be casting, and all those things will play into your decision making for the type of rod you're going to be fishing. So if you decide that your fishing is predominantly on small to medium sized venues, casting anywhere up to about 80 yards range, then a 10-foot rod will suit your fishing perfectly. A 10-foot rod, we've got a few in the range, and if you're really focused on being more mobile, more compact, then we've got an EXT range of rods as well, and they fold down even smaller. If your decision has led you to think that actually you're fishing quite a variety of waters, some small, some medium, and even some large venues, then a 12-foot rod is going to be the best all-round option for you. Again, we've got a huge selection of 12-foot rods, and there'll be something in that range to suit your budget. If you've decided that you're really focused on long-range fishing, quite a specialist area of fishing, then 13-foot rods are probably going to be the best option for you. Again, in our 13-foot range, we've got everything from the Black Widow all the way up to the top of the range Bezier X45X rods. So once you've decided whether you want a 10, a 12 or a 13-foot rod, the next thing to consider is the test curve. Now the test curve affects two things primarily: the playing action of the rod and the casting weight that the rod will be able to cope with. So again, think of that, think of the type of fishing you're doing. If you're fishing with heavy solid bags a lot, you're going to want a rod with a stronger test curve. If you're really focused on just the playing action of the rod, then maybe opt for a slightly lower test curve. The other thing you should consider is if you're fishing really weedy or snaggy venues, you're going to want a rod with a stronger backbone, a higher test curve to help you deal with those situations. So in the Daiwa range, we go from all the way from a 2.75 pound test curve in our EXT range all the way up to a 3.75 in some of the 13-foot models. So hopefully this video has given you a few things to consider the next time you're in a position to buy a set of rods. Make sure you get down to your local shops, check out your local Daiwa stockist, get onto the Daiwa Carp website, and hopefully you'll find the perfect rod to suit yourself.